Hi everybody, and welcome to Rankin Bass Vlog number 7. Today we're going to be talking about my personal favorite Rankin Bass special, The Year Without a Santa Claus. Based off the book by the same name by Phyllis McGinley, The Year Without a Santa Claus tells the story of Santa, who falls sick before Christmas one year, and is then told that nobody believes in him anymore, and after that he decides to not go down that year, to deliver gifts to all the world. But Mrs. Claus sends 2 elves, Jingle and Jangle, and the reindeer Vixen to go down and see if that's really true. And then Jingle, Jangle, and Vixen, and later on Mrs. Claus, they come across some colorful characters like this boy Iggy, and of course the Miser brothers. We'll get to them in a second. All trying to find out, do people still believe? And overall, my thoughts on this special, I love it. I watch this special like every year. No, mostly every year. I think it's really good. Now let's talk about the cast. Mickey Rooney reprises his role as Santa Claus from Santa Claus is Coming to Town, which makes you think, is this a sequel to Santa Claus is Coming to Town? Or, you know what, I'm not going to think too much about it. I'll give myself a headache. And I think he does just the perfect job as Santa. The narration is told by Shirley Booth, who, this was actually her last film role before her retirement. And I think she pulls it off really well. Jingle and Jangle are a lot of fun. Iggy is pretty cool. He doesn't really add that much to the story, except he now has to be convinced that Santa Claus exists, because he doesn't. But again, we'll get to that again in a second. And of course, let's talk about what everybody talks about, the Miser brothers. Dick Shawn as Snow Miser and George S. Irvin as Heat Miser. And they are just so much fun. And it's interesting is that their personality is the opposite of their season's temperature. Snow Miser's season is very cold, but his personality is very warm. While Heat Miser, his season is very warm, but his personality is very cold. And the song that I'm Mr. White Christmas, I'm Mr. Snow, that song is just catchy and a lot of fun. And yes, unfortunately, a lot of you have heard it from Batman and Robin. But aside from that, the songs, I think these are like probably the best songs in all the Rankin Bass specials. You have the Year Without a Santa Claus song, which sets the story very well. You have this song that's sung by Mrs. Claus called I Could Be Santa Claus, which I think is only in the DVD version. I don't think it's been aired in TV versions. Maybe now recently it has, but that song's okay. There's a real tearjerker song. It's called I Believe in Santa Claus. When Santa Claus goes down and meets Iggy because he's trying to find Jingle and Jangle, he gets invited into Iggy's home. And Iggy said he doesn't believe in Santa Claus, because earlier he met with Jingle and Jangle and said he doesn't believe in him. That's kid stuff. And then Santa, under the name of Mr. Claus, starts singing this song, and it's actually really sweet. And it's a real tearjerker. It's just talking about how sometimes you gotta believe with your heart, and it really brings a tear to your eye, because at the end of the song, Iggy goes, well, I guess if you're not too old to believe, And it brings a tear to your eye, but it brings a smile to your face. And it's just a really genuine song. And there's this fun song when the elves said they're going to make it snow in Southtown where it doesn't snow. And there's a song called It's Gonna Snow Here in Dixie, which is sung by the mayor. And it's fun. It's a catchy tune. The Heat Miser song, the Heat Miser, Snow Miser song, I've already talked about. It's a lot of fun. The rest, there's a cover of Blue Christmas by Elvis Presley, which is a good version, but nobody can do it better than Elvis. Come on. Here Comes Santa Claus, which is actually my favorite Santa Claus themed song. And also a reprise of Year Without a Santa Claus. So, yeah, I think the songs are really good. I will admit, there are two problems, but I wouldn't really call them problems. I would call them more gripes. Like, one is Iggy. Iggy is a small gripe. He's supposed to be from this town in the South, but he talks like he's from New York City or Long Island. Like, there's a part where he says the word dog, he goes, "That dog!" I'm like, I bet that dog is a baby reindeer. I'm like, dude, you sound like you're from the Bronx or something. Sound like you were from Long Island or in the New York area. Yeah, but you know what? That's just a minor gripe. And another thing is when Mother Nature, who is Snow Miser and Heat Miser's parents, when they're talking about a compromise of having one nice spring day at the North Pole, she's talking to Heat Miser, but then talking to who controls the south part of the world, but then saying to Snow Miser, you will let a little snow fall in Southland. Weren't you supposed to be talking to the opposite parts? But again, I'm not going to obsess over this. This is just typical, this is just nitpicks. Overall, I like it. I really love this special. Like I said, I watch it every year. And, like Little Drummer Boy, every time I watch it, it just keeps getting better and better. And I highly recommend it, and I will give Year Without a Santa Claus an A. Hope you could see that. So guys, thank you for watching my vlog. Have you seen Year Without a Santa Claus? Shoot me a comment down below and tell me your thoughts. And like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell. And again, if there's a Christmas special you want me to review, it does not have to be Rankin Bass. Please let me know. Alright guys, thank you very much. Bye-bye.